Welcome, Many Columns for Brutus Monroe. Today we're going to create this home card. Let's go over the products I used to create this card. We're going to use our mixed media stencil called Words from Home. And this stencil is a bunch of words to create a home. So words you would associate with being home or place of that you feel welcomed. So grateful, memories, kind, hugs, laugh, bless, peace, dream, happy, warm and cozy, friends, family, and things like that. There are also some icons on here. There's a heart, a balloon, large people, smaller people, and then some plants, a flowering plant and a regular plant. A person sitting down, whether it's reading a book or their tablet or their phone, a little dog, and a little cat. So these little images, these little icons, fit in these little windows and doors. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do our house, and then we're going to add little people and some of those little icons into our windows. We're going to be using Candy Coat and Pink, and we're going to use some Distress Oxide and Cracked Pistachio to create our card today. We'll also be working with our stick and stamp mat. Now I have all of our paper here. I have my card base made from Not Your Mama's Cardstock, which is a really nice heavy cardstock. I have layering cardstock that matches my Candy Coat in pink, and another piece of Not Your Mama's Cardstock. Both of these pieces, the layering and the top piece, I have die cut with our Spring Sayings matting layers dies. So now I have an extra piece of cardstock as well for our icons, and I went ahead and did our heart icon ahead of time so that you can see when it's dry. So let's jump into it. I'm going to stick the white panel onto our stick and stamp mat, grab my stencil. I'm going to place it right on there towards the bottom because I want the area above the chimney to be open and available for us. We're going to start with the Cracked Pistachio, and we're just going to ink through our stencil, rub some ink through our stencil. We've all done this before, and I'm just using a blender brush here, and I'm just going to fill in all those words, and I go back and forth until all the words are filled in, applying a little more pressure in some places than others if I want a word to stand up a little bit more. Now don't worry about the windows and the door because, like I said, those areas are blocked off. And I'm just making sure not to get any any of those little icons. Most of them are off the panel, but just in case. If you're really concerned or you're working with a bigger panel, by all means use like a post-it or something to, block it off. Alright, so there we have it. Our little house is complete. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to grab that extra piece of Not Your Mama's Cardstock. This is a little cut off piece. I save all my pieces for this kind of wonderful things like this. I'm going to quickly clean my stencil so that I don't have pick up any of that ink onto my new panel, which really is not going to matter because I'm going to cut my icons apart, but nevertheless cleaning the stencil in between can help. I'm going to start with our little peoples here. I'm going to use the smaller people instead of the bigger people. I'm not leaving anyone home alone. Okay, I just found that they fit. I like the way they fit. I wanted more white around my areas, around my doors and windows and such. I'm trying to keep as much of that airy feel to this card. And all I do is put a little bit of candy coat through the stencil. It's just that simple. I'm going to go ahead and do our little sitting person. So I did a little girl person, a little male person, and in all reality, it didn't matter which ones I did because I ended up cutting one of them down, and you'll see here in a minute. So I have all of 3 people here, and I'm going to have one at the door, one looking out the window, and the other one sitting by a window, and I have my heart. And I have an extra little window, and it's really small, so I'm going to go with either a plant or a little kitten, and I'm going to go with the little kitten. Yes, plants make a home and they're more of a decorative, but truly, pets make us feel like home. So those of us who have pets, know that feeling. They're part of the family and they're part of our home. Alright, so I have all my little icons on here, and I'm going to set this to the side to dry. Once they're dry, I will fussy cut them out. They're simple shapes, they're easy to cut. Here, I'll show you with the heart. I just go nice and next to it, not into it, and I'll just trim away all of the excess. And I'll do the same with all the other icons once they are dry. This is where I'll place my little heart, because the love is coming out of this home. Yes, I'm not mushy girl, believe it or not. Okay, so here are all of our little icons. Here's one of our people. I went ahead and cut their legs off, sorry, but it'll make sense here in a moment. I'm going to go ahead and adhere our layer, the layering cardstock, down first. And this is the same size as our card base, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I forgot to mention that. And this is about 1/8 of an inch smaller. So here in the window, I went ahead and cut slits in those 2 windows. So first I'm going to take our one person that's up here, looking out the top window, just looking out for the day, and I'm going to tuck a part of him or her into the little window just behind the M there. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other little person who's viewing or reading their book or reading their tablet, their phone. You decide what they're doing. Do the same thing, and I'm going to tuck it just behind the N and friends. Maybe they're talking to a friend on the phone, FaceTiming. Alright, so once I have those on, tucked in, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this panel down to our card. This card came together pretty quickly. I mean, the stencil does most of the work for you. Fill it in with whether you want our chroma glaze, our glitter glaze, candy coat, or just ink like I did here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put one person at the door and a little kitty cat at the top window next to Joy, because he brings joy to this family. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop up our little heart coming out of the chimney. I'm not going to add any sentiments because there are so many sentiments within our home here. I'm going to finish this off with pink and green sequins that I have from my stash. Lighter and darker pinks, and I found a green that matches cracked pistachio to the T. I mean, I can't believe it. And now our card is finished. It went quickly. It just takes some patience letting the candy coat dry. Again, this is the Words from Home stencil. I used some cracked pistachio and candy coat in pink. I hope you found some inspiration. I'm leaving everything linked in the description box below for you. Thank you for being here.